Today we're going to show you how to replace the sediment filter for your RKIN water softener system. First, how do you know it's time to change it? The RKIN manual recommends that the sediment filter be replaced every 6 to 9 months, depending on the amount of sediment present in the water supply. Our water is rather hard and has high mineral content, so we have to do this more frequently than those who have softer water. Also, the manual points out that if the system has been working properly and the pressure is slowing, it could be time to change the sediment filter. So you've determined that it's time to replace it. The tools you'll need for the job include an old towel, a bucket, a new RKIN sediment filter, a new O-ring kit from RKIN, a sediment filter wrench which came with the system, and you'll also want to have your RKIN manual handy for reference. We turned off the main water supply and put the valves in bypass mode, as directed in the RKIN manual. It's particularly important to turn off the main water supply if you don't have valves on your water softener system. You can see how we set our system up in another video which we'll link to in the description. Your setup may be different, so we encourage you to pre-plan and think through the steps you'll be taking. You don't want all of the water in your system coming through when you remove your sediment filter. Next, you'll want to turn on the cold water from a faucet inside the house to relieve pressure. We ran one of the faucets in our basement to help drain water from the system so there wouldn't be so much when we opened it up. There was still some water in it, and that's why it's important to have a towel and a bucket available. Now, using the sediment filter wrench, unscrew the pre-filter housing in a clockwise direction. This is where we needed the towel and a bucket below the housing. Once you open up the housing, you'll want to remove the existing sediment filter and discard. Because it was still full of water, we used the bucket to bring it to one of our bathroom showers and left it to dry out for a few days before discarding it. Remove the O-ring from the housing and wipe the groove clean before lubricating the new O-ring with a coating from the lubricant and pressing the O-ring down into the groove. Why should you consider changing the O-ring? Because, as the manual states, it can help ensure water tightness throughout the life of the housing. You don't want leaks, basically. If you can't replace the O-ring, the manual suggests lubricating the O-ring each time the pre-filter housing is separated from the head. On to the next part, we're almost done. Place the new sediment filter onto the standpipe in the pre-filter housing and screw the housing onto the filter cover and hand tighten it. Carefully screw the pre-filter housing with the filter wrench without over-tightening. This is where we turned off the faucet in the basement, then opened the supply valves out of bypass mode and turned on the main water supply to allow the sediment filter system to fill with water. To help push out the air pressure from the water lines, we went up to our top floor and turned on the shower for about a minute. Last but not least, you'll want to check for leaks around the housing. We kept an eye on it and had a bucket underneath just in case. Congratulations! In less than 20 minutes, you're able to replace the sediment filter, which takes care of your water system and keeps your water softened. The RKIN manual has a troubleshooting guide if you run into more problems with your system, so we encourage you to consult it as needed.